What University of Akron athlete just set the school record for most career shootouts in soccer with 49?
Is there anything in my teeth?
The guy with the hair? I have no idea.
No idea.
Take a guess.
I have no idea.
I think I have any idea.
Take a guess.
No idea. No.
Make up a name.
Maggie Rusnak.
Who's the goalie? No, I have no idea.
You think it's the goalie?
Yeah, the goalie.
That is correct. It is the goalie.
It's
Do you want his name?
No, I forget his name.
It's David Mavis.
Mavis. I knew Mavis.
You knew Mavis. Yep,
Yeah.
that's it.
All right.
Welcome back to the ZTV Sports Report. I'm your favorite host, Anna Taltz. Chris Kuhn is joined by the swimming and diving head coach, Nittaya Klim, on this segment of Coach's Corner. Chris?
Thanks, Anna, and joining me on the Coach's Corner today is head coach of the women's swimming and diving team, Nittaya Klim. Coach Klim, glad to have you on today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here.
And we're just going to get right into it. Coach, you've been at Akron since 2006. How has your time so far been here at UA?
It's been a great experience. I really have enjoyed furthering my career here. This is the first place that I've been a head coach, and it's been a great experience. We get great support from the athletic department, the university, great facilities, and great students.
Now, Coach, you've had 18 athletes named to the academic All-MAC team since 2006, since you've been here. How important is that for the program and the university itself? It's
extremely important. They are students first before they are athletes, and that's one of the most important things they can do is be great students. And we've been fortunate that we've had very good students come in. They have great work ethic, good discipline, and the fact that we've been able to put that many on the academic All-MAC team is a great achievement.
Now, Coach, how important has Chris Medvedev, the diving coach here at UA, been to not only the athletes on your team, but to the program and to you yourself? Well,
the sport is swimming and diving, and we have an excellent diving program. Chris has been a great asset to us. He's a club diving coach as well, and it's a little bit of a feeder program, but he brings in good athletes and he works really well with them, and he's been able to develop a lot of them into very high levels. And so it is a great part of our program, and it's something that we actually do rely on a lot when we get to the championship at the end of the year. And as I said, the swimming and diving, there's at least one program in our conference that doesn't have diving, but it's something that we definitely value and put a lot of emphasis on.
And Coach, you mentioned the MAC championship last year. You guys hosted it. How important was that for the university also and for the program too, to showcase?
It's a great thing. I mean, to have that conference meet at our campus, we're able to, again, like you said, showcase our student athletes, but also our campus. And I think we did a really nice job of putting the meet on. It means a lot to be able to swim at home, compete at home, and show everybody what we can do, what we have to offer. And I think that adds a lot to the experience, not just for our student athletes, but for everybody on campus.
And I noticed earlier in the summer that Akron diving alum Katie Carter, she competed in U.S. Olympic trials. Also, I mean, what does that mean for the program? And I mean, having an alum just go on to the Olympic trials, I mean, that's big news right there.
Yes, it is. I think any program wants to achieve the highest level that they possibly can. And the fact that we can send somebody to one of the highest levels other than actually making the Olympic team, obviously it's a very selective, competitive process, but just to get to that level, she was somebody that was a multiple MAC champion. She's been diving for a lot of years, and she continued to dive after she finished her collegiate career. And I think that's definitely a credit to Chris and our diving program and our university that she can go on and compete at that level. It's definitely a feather in our cap.
This past week, the team took on Duquesne and Pittsburgh, winning that meet 158-104. Your thoughts on the team's performance overall?
That was our first competition that was actually, was scored. We had a relay meet last week. But they did a great job. When we're on the road, I'm never quite sure how we're going to handle that because we're on a bus for a few hours. But they did a really nice job of stepping up and competing well. There were some really good performances for our first time out, and there's definitely some areas that we need to work on, but I was proud of how they came together as a team. They competed well, and they went out there and did what they needed to do.
Now, you mentioned being on the road. How tough is it to prepare your athletes, to compete on the road versus competing at home?
Well, it's definitely a challenge because you do have to get on a bus, and the way our sport works, we don't really travel there the night before. But when you're sitting there in one spot for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, it gets a little tough. And so you got to kind of make sure you're awake and waking up your body and getting loose and things like that. So it is a challenge. Last year we had several meets at home, which worked out well for us since we hosted the championship meet. But getting that experience on the road, especially when we need to travel to our MAC championship meet, is definitely something that we need to get used to and learn how to handle.
And Coach, you have 8 seniors on your squad this season. How's the team's leadership, and have those 8 seniors grown? How have they grown since their freshman year being on campus?
I've seen them grow a lot. I think back to when they were freshmen, and I think they're kind of like babies, and they really have kind of come into their own. I think it helps that they're such a big group. The leadership is pretty good, and the team dynamic, cohesion, unity is, at this point in the season, usually it's developing, but I would say at this point it's a lot further along than it has been in the past years, and I think that's because of them. They've been able to kind of keep the team together, bring in those new people, the freshmen, and really try to integrate everybody together so they are can feel like they are a team and they can work together. Where by the end of the year, they should all be a family, and they're getting to that point a lot earlier this year. So it's nice to see.
And Coach, what's your outlook this season on the other MAC schools that you guys will be competing against?
Well, the MAC conference is definitely improving, and it's really one of the better conferences in the mid-major area. So there's some very strong teams in our conference, and it's going to be a challenge. And it's exciting that we can go to that meet and step up and swim against a lot of really fast swimmers and good divers, and some of them are competing at the Olympic trials, and so it's definitely a fast conference, and we have to make sure that we're doing our best to keep up with them. So it'll be challenging, but it's definitely fun to be able to go and swim against some of the best swimmers.
Okay, Coach. Well, I want to thank you for joining me today on the Coach's Corner. Had a really good time.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and we're going to send it right back to Anna.
Next time on the ZTV Sports Report, the men's soccer team heads into the MAC tournament, and the men's and women's basketball teams start their season. We are out of time for this edition of the ZTV Sports Report. For Chris Kuhn, Dee Harris, and the entire Sports Report family, I'm Anna Toltz.
This program was produced by ZTV at the University of Akron. To find out how you can make Emmy-winning media, visit the UA School of Communication online. ZTV. Make media. Make a difference.